It's time again for your home for everything CORT. This is the fastest show in sim racing, the CORT Report. This is your one-stop shop for news for the CORT Trading Paints Championship Series. And the CORT National Cup Series. And now, the guys who will bring it all to you. David Amboy.
Bye, Brian.
Chris Sweat.
Come on, baby, here we go.
John Dragonetti.
Bye, have a great time.
And Julian Bedore. Hello. Wow, we're actually here for once. Welcome to a first time in a month edition of the CORT Report. I'm your host, David Amboys, and I'm alongside, as always, Jan Dragonetti.
Hello.
Julian Medore joins us, at least for the first segment. Julian, how you doing?
Yo, what happened to my intro?
What do you mean?
What happened to
your
my intro? It
Okay.
was like David Damboys, Chris Sweat, John Dragonetti.
I'm better than
And then
that.
we started.
Well, to be honest, I just kind of clicked the first intro. I got to get back in the string of things. I haven't been in the swing of things, so it's different. It's different.
It's different.
It's different.
Absolutely.
For those people watching on the tape delay, they have no idea what we're talking about. Joseph Cervone is with us, the man. Joseph is with us. Joe C, as I was calling him, and John was saying that I sound like a complete tool for calling him Joe C. But Joe C is in the joint. What's up, Joe?
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. We got a lot of exciting things to talk about. Oh boy, a lot of exciting things to talk about. How about that? How about we kick it off right off the top with that Train Paints Championship Series Pocono 250 at Pocono. Alex Boffley taking the win, and the points so close going into Chicago next week.
Gonna be an interesting showdown, I think, next week. It's gonna be nice to actually see a championship battle for once, even though we were supposed to have one on Sunday, but unfortunately we didn't get that. But it's really exciting. You don't know who's gonna come out on top.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I know during pretty much the entirety of the season, we've seen Tucker and Husby compete for wins pretty much almost every week, it seems, and I presume it's going to be really close.
Yeah, and I think being at Chicago, it's definitely going to make it very interesting here. Anything could happen.
It should be a very, very good one. Why don't we go ahead and run down the finishing order of the Pocono 250, the final leg of the Triple Crown, as we review it, thanks to our friends at CORTRacing.com, your home for everything CORT.
Hold on, let's delay this 5 minutes and spoil everything on Twitter.
Oh, I get the reference. The Mud Summer Classic on Speed was tape delayed for at least just the heats. Luckily, they didn't. They showed the features on live. Luckily, we were able to watch the entire thing, and that was exciting. Honestly, that was really exciting. Better than what I thought it would be. But anyways, we're not here to talk about dirt. We're here to talk about CORT. And the Pocono 250 recap, presented by CORTRacing.com, is now. Alex Boffley with the win. Mike Husby tried to play some pit strategy. Came up just a little bit short, but more importantly, gained precious points on Tyler Tucker for that points lead. Only 8 going into Chicago.
Just noticed some parallels, actually. The real-life IndyCar race was also kind of like a fuel mileage ending race. Kind of a neat parallel to real life.
Yeah, didn't they have a long green run at the very end?
Yep.
They only had 2 cautions, I think. Or 3.
Well, we only had like 2.
Yeah.
Cautions, and I believe both events this week. Actually, all 3 if you want to group in ART as well. So good on that. That's pretty damn good right there. Husby finished second. John Dragonetti with a third place run, led 2 laps on the way, and hey, that was better. 8 to third on the night.
First time back in that car in like 3 weeks, so I'll take that.
The man who leads the point standings, Tyler Tucker, he led 14 coming out of Pocono, but more importantly, that fourth place finish and Husby's second place finish, that shrunk up the points lead to only 8 leaving Chicago.
I think you can make an argument about halftime in the race, or halfway point in the race. He was, if not, I think maybe second or third best. But when we got with that last caution, it kind of got him back a bit, and he was really never a rebound, as like the top 2 or 3 were just able to draft away.
And to be quite honest, I was watching this because I wrecked out early because me and the Train Paint series don't get along lately. But honestly, for a while there, I thought Tucker was going to clinch it on Monday night. He was above and beyond. He was running in the top 3, and then Husby just had a terrible run going. He was like 8th or 9th at one point, and that would have mathematically locked up the championship. So good on Husby being clutch to try and shorten up the points lead, and he did. So good on Husby for that.
It almost kind of looked like, sorry for cutting you off there a little bit, but it almost kind of looked like Husby was going to be able to kind of take off with a little bit of a points lead at one point too, after Tucker and Scott got into it coming on the pit road.
And with how quick the point standings can change, or the running order can change at Chicago next week in these cars, oh man, this points battle could come down to literally the last lap. Morgan Murphy with the top 5. Good run for him, and what he announced would possibly be his final Trading Paints Championship Series start.
And as much as you hate to hear that, at the same time, it's pretty good to know that, hey, if you're going to end it, not here, but really soon, it's good to do it with a pretty good run with that.
Yeah, solid top 5 for him for sure.
Andrew Hayes just a bit out, finishes 6th after starting 11th on the night.
Hayes had a good run all night. I actually can't really remember what happened to him in the later going, because I know he was running, I think, top 3 there for a while.
I think he just got bit by fuel mileage at the end.
Yep.
Troy McLaughlin. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. That's a newcomer since the last time we did one of these Court Report lives. He finished 7th on the night, and doesn't show how indicative he was. I believe he ran out of fuel coming to the line, coming to white.
He was running second, I think. He ran out of fuel.
Yeah, he was one of the ones that had pitted really late on that last restart to try to save as much fuel, and just came a little bit short.
In the first run, me and Troy had kind of went back and forth for like 8th or 9th position. It was like we were changing position every lap. It was pretty neat. It was a good run for him.
Yeah, he's a new face. It was good to see him have a good run here.
Part of the Patrick Healy influx, as I'm going to call it, as you could dub it. Patrick Healy and a bunch of other drivers. Some of the names that come to mind, Scott Mullen also come into mind, that came in. I believe Carson Abe was the reason for that, but hey, nonetheless, hey, we appreciate it here at Court. Scott Olson finished 8th, and kind of a disappointing run for Scott. Got into some contact with championship leader Tyler Tucker on pit lane.
Man, he said it's not the run he was looking for. He's running really, really solidly, but just unfortunately, like you said, the contact kind of set him back.
Yeah, and after that, his car just didn't handle the same form either.
Kyle Young, 9th place. Tough break for him.
Yeah, it was a tough break, but I think considering how most of his season has went, I think he was happy to get some points.
Julian Medor finished 10th on the night, and Julian, tough break for you. You finished 35 laps down. What happened?
I was running 3rd and just kind of had a lapse of concentration. I kind of followed Andrew right to the wall, and I got the worst of it. He he was able to keep on going and had good pace, but I hit the wall coming off of 3, went down the straightaway like everything was fine, and then going into 1, had no steering, and I think John got really close to having issues with me as well after that.
I guess you could say I needed a new fire suit, but yeah, I really snuck it through there. Well, poop pants.
Oh boy. Brian Sullivan. Brian Sullivan. 11. Finished 11 in the 13.
Yeah, you can pretty much say it for everyone from here on down. Just not the run he was looking for. Bunch of good people getting involved in, well, I don't really think it was an incident on his part, but it's a little mistake, got some contact, and just ended his night for him.
That's a tough break. I almost said it twice. That was a tough break for Brian Sullivan. Scott Mullins, same thing, but the nice thing about Brian Sullivan and Scott Mullins' points positions is that they're exactly that. They're points positions. Everyone from Joseph on back, you and me, Joseph, 13th and 14th, no points. And in my case, 3 weeks in a row, no points.
After that incident, it was looking like I might get away with 1, but Scott Mullen got his car back on the track. Stole it from me.
Stéphane Arsenault. I don't know if he's French or not, but Stéphane Arsenault, brand new to CORT. Not the run that he was looking for after all of a sudden done. Came home 18th, or came home 15th on the 9th.
Yeah, it's still not bad though for the first start that I can remember. It's just all about logging laps. We've seen it with people like Carson and Johnny before. I mean, they're starting to do better. That's all you gotta do is just log laps, get some practice.
Yeah, he was another new face that was good to see, man. He had a lot of speed in practice, so it really sucked to see him have that luck in the race.
I'd like to see him at Chicago if possible, and I believe he is on the entry list for Chicago. Speaking of which, entry lists. More on that later. Riley, connection issues early, kind of plagued his entire night.
Yeah, he was having a little bit of trouble early and just didn't want to risk it, so he figured may as well just get off before a big incident's caused, and kind of glad because apparently it got worse, I guess, later in the night.
Alright, just gonna say a bit of adieu to Julian Medor. So long, buddy.
See ya. It's unfortunate that I don't get to be here for the entire CORT report since we haven't had one in a while, but they got some commitments outside of the CORT report for today, so.
Hey, congrats on the championship and go have fun.
Alright, well, thank you. And you know what? I will. It's Letterman tonight, right?
Actually, we're not good enough, so you're on last call with Carson Daly tonight.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey,
See us.
we get what we get. All right, that's Julian Medor. Thank you very much for at least coming out and starting the CORT report with us. That's pretty good. Cody McCorkle finished 17th on the night. Tough break for him.
Yeah, and I think him and Johnny got in a little bit of an incident. I can't remember if that was the first caution or not, but it's really, really, really bad deal for both of them.
I think he ended up with Johnny and flipped down the front stretch. I think he was the first caution.
Yeah, tough break for Cody, and it just seems like he just is constantly involved in some of these late incidents, unfortunately. Johnny, tough break for him. Will Roberts, Matt Trace, tough break for him. And rounding out the field, Carson Abe. I believe Trace and Abe were involved in a lap 1 incident, which kind of put a damper on their Pocono 250. Tough break for both of them. Moving over to the point standings. And we said it before and we'll say it again. Tyler Tucker and Mike Husby only 8 points separate the top 2 after 14 of 15 events. It's going to come down to the last lap in Chicago next week.
and it's going to be a fun one, like we said before. Easily the two have been the class of the entire field at almost every race, so it's really going to be cool to see them duke it out, battle it out, whatever you want to frame it as, in the last race.
It's going to be so awesome to watch. I mean, our good friends at Team Explosion TV will be broadcasting the season finale, as they did every single event for the CORT Train Paints Championship Series this season, other than Bump Day qualifying. That was handled by CORT Vision. But the TSTV guys will be broadcasting that. That will be Monday night, 9 p.m. Be there. It's going to be one of the best shows you will ever see. It's going to be a good one, Joseph. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome if it's the race I'm expecting it to be.
And the crazy thing about Chicago is, because of the way that the racing is there, the points title could theoretically change hands every lap.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting it to be kind of like Las Vegas was, so that's going to be awesome.
Now, you guys we haven't run Chicago before, but in these cars, what is there to watch out for at Chicago? What is one of the main things to kind of let people know what's the mindset going into the Chicagoland Speedway?
Well, if it's anything like we saw at a track like Texas last year, it's going to be kind of a bottom feeder type of race. Maybe not entirely so much. I know the middle groove, you can get a good runoff, but I think the preferred line is going to be the bottom. So I think track position in terms of getting to the bottom is probably going to be at a premium.
That will, and not only just that, watching the draft will be very important too. I mean, it'll be similar to what we had in our season finale last season at Texas, which Pete Engelmanis won. Something to watch out for will be who can get the draft going, who can keep the momentum on the bottom going, and see if the top line can actually mount a run.
Yeah, that should be something I know about. I think I fell out of draft both of those races and got poor finishes.
Hopefully your luck changes. The season finale for the CORT Train Paints Championship Series, Chicago. As always, all court points battles end at Chicago. But we had one lock up in Chicago by way of default, sadly. Jim Gutta, the points leader for the CORT American Racing Tour, no-showed the season finale for the American Racing Tour on Sunday night. And that was kind of shocking, as Alex Boffley took home the championship by 8 over Jim. And you got to wonder, if Jim showed up, what would be the story?
Yeah, and that's unfortunately the thing we will never know. I mean, the points battle was decided by 1 point going to the last race, so it was a nail biter. Everybody was kind of on pins and needles, even until the last 5 minutes. I know for Riley and myself, we're like, is he going to show? Is he going to show? But man, it was good. It was a good battle that they had. I mean, despite him not being able to make it.
Yeah, if you just factor out the season finale at Chicago, which, by the way, Matt Trace won, and we can't discount that. I mean, Trace won. Matt Trace. What a good run for Trace, and good to see him, especially after the beginning of the American Racing Tour season, having a broken wrist, wasn't able to run most of the beginning of the season. So that's really awesome to see that Trace was able to not only come back but win. That's pretty impressive. But if you remove the season finale from that points battle, man, what could have been?
I kind of want to just redo it just to see what would happen.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I'm going to call on Riley Rausch, who is here in studio and who has been patiently waiting here, as you guys are about to make a big announcement.
Ah, yes, Riley, you take it.
All right, we will be running a season 2 for the CORT American Racing Tour. Really looking forward to running it with John. I'll definitely put the effort forth that needs to be put forth, and I know John will be right there with me, and we'll make it better than it was last year. and I hope we have the same kind of finishes and the same points battles that we did last year. And I'm just looking forward to it. Can't wait. Anything you want to say, John?
I mean, you pretty much said it. We're both really excited. I think with the schedule that Riley put together, that we can really make this succeed and make it, definitely worth your while if you race. So I think all we just have to do is keep doing what we did the last few races, market our tails off, and just try to make it the best thing we can.
Yeah, and that will be running still on Sunday nights. I believe that will stay in the Sunday night time slot for now. We're not exactly sure. We have talked about maybe moving to Thursdays as well, so there will be some internal debate. But for now, we'll toss up another entry thread, or not an entry thread, but a sign-up thread. We'll get another one of those up on the forums either tonight, Thursday, as we record this, or Friday. And I'll add the tentative schedule that Riley created to the schedule that we have on the website at CORTracing.com, right in the nice little amber box. We got to come up with a cool name for that, because that thing's going to be pretty useful in the next few weeks. We need to come up with. We're going to need to come up with something useful for the name. But you heard it here first. The American Racing Tour is returning for Season 2, and I know it was kind of a bittersweet end or what we thought was going to be a bittersweet end, an awesome points battle, and then the thought that would be the end of the series, but we have found management who will treat the series with the respect that it deserves, and we are looking forward to that in the fall. Riley, John, thank you very much, and we're going to go ahead and take a break here in just a moment, but thank you very much. I appreciate you guys stepping up to the plate, make sure that the American Racing Tour is not a one-off.
Yep. Thanks for allowing us to do it.
I'm sure I have some old NARL memories, I believe, right? Is that what you guys used to run back in the day? I wasn't part of it, but the NARL, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We had some good times.
I was even borderline. I'll go ahead and break down the fourth wall here. I was even borderline talking to John, maybe bringing back the NARL name for it, but I thought maybe let's just keep it ART. Let's try and keep it consistent a little bit. But I was even thinking, well, maybe we bring it back. But yeah. But anyways, congratulations, guys. Best of luck, and we look forward to what's happening here in the fall. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, highlights from Bristol and a preview. That's not the only thing that we're talking about next season. Hey, it's a once-a-month court report. Hey, we need to make it big. We got some big news coming up. Keep listening. It's the Court Report, CORTracing.com.
This is it. This is what matters. The experience of a product. How will it make someone feel? Will it make life better? Does it deserve to exist? We spend a lot of time on a few great things until every idea we touch enhances each life it touches. You may rarely look at it, but you'll always feel it. This is our signature, and it means everything.
Mike likes bikes and denim shirts and blankets with stripes. So Mike comes to Target, who's making products with feed to give meals to people across America. Mike's bike gets him to Kate's house. His shirt looks great, and his blanket gets him a date. But his blanket also gives 24 meals, his shirt gives 20 meals, and his bike gives 320. So now Sarah gets lunch, a family gets dinner, and lots of people smile. Mike did a great thing, and the people he feeds will too. Thanks, Mike. Enjoy the bike.
Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle.
Welcome back to the Court Report. David Amboys, John Dragonetti, Andrew Hayes in the building. First time we do this in a month. Exciting.
For real, dog.
For reals. This is totally
I
not...
concur.
This is totally not the 6th time we re-recorded the first intro to the recap break. How about that National Cup Series race at Bristol? That was pretty exciting.
Dat tire wear.
Everyone dealing with tire wear, and at the end of the day, a man stands on top of everyone for the day. Steve Lovender with his 2nd career court victory. A man stands atop of everyone for the season. Julian Madore, 2nd place in the race, 1st place in the championship. He's got it locked up.
Yes, he did. Owner's champion right here. Very proud of the team. Proud of the efforts he did when we got off at Daytona here earlier on the season. It was just magic from the beginning, so I'm really, really proud of Julian. But Fury Incorporated back in victory lane since, 2011? And so far this entire year, every one of my drivers has won a race except for me, so I got one more race to make it happen.
That's right, and that's in Chicago on Monday night. That should be pretty exciting. Why don't we go ahead and run down the running order for the Bristol Sharpie 300. It's brought to you by our good friends at weshicks.net. You need a website built? Go contact weshicks.net. How do you get a hold of them? weshicks.net. Steve Lovender with the win as he held off a surging Julian Madore after a late race caution to take home the victory in the Sharpie 300. Steve only led 11 laps on the way to the victory, holding off Julian, who led 153.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Julian, but as we said before, Steve was just in the right place at the right time when that caution came out, and was just, although Julian was catching him, just...
John Dragonetti having some issues. Who isn't having issues on this week's edition of the Court Reports?
Me, now I'm not knocking on. Crap, I can't reach anything to knock on.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, I got it.
You're back. You're back. You're back. Okay, thank goodness. Alright. You were saying about tire wear.
Yes. It was... Wait, I was talking about tire wear?
I believe you were.
No, I said Steve had a really good run and was in the right place at the right time when that last caution came out, and
my apologies.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, and Julian had a good run trying to get up to him, but unfortunately he just ran out of time.
Julian was really really lucky he got on the lead lap. He just passed me for the lucky dog position, and when we entered turn 3, the caution came out and he got the lucky dog.
Exciting stuff. The man who was battling with Julian for most of the event, Brian Sullivan. Good run for him. He's gonna win one of these. I have a gut feeling he's due. He's been running in the top 3 most of the events that we've been running here in court in Train Paints, National Cup, or the ART. He's due.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Julian owns that car.
That's right. He does.
I think he does.
Stephen Taylor coming back again. Came home 4th on the night.
You know, it's really not a bad run for him. I know he was just trying to get some practice, but it ended up turning into a really, really strong run.
Yeah, good run for Steven there. John Dragonetti, connection issues tonight, maybe? We don't know. But John did not have a fun run at Bristol.
No, I did not.
Very happy.
Tires were terrible. I hate Goodyear. They suck.
Okay, Tony Stewart.
No,
okay.
The tires are bad. I know in our first one we had like 40% wear, so... Jesus.
I honestly didn't find it all that bad. Then again, I was mostly driving around with a torn up race car, but I thought it was alright. I thought it wasn't too bad. Andrew Hayes, 6th place on the night.
Yeah, I would have had 4th, but on that last caution I made a mistake and closed out the racing and dropped me back to 6th, but I'll take it because I expected a little wreck on lap 1. During my race, I pitted on lap 100, and I swear to God I was passing people like they were standing still. Left, right, center, I passed everyone at least twice before people started pitting on their own and catching up to me.
That was fun to watch. It was a fun race. It was kind of weird. It had its weird little lulls in the middle. I think I remember one part where we had 8 people just watching the battle for the lead behind Sullivan and Medor. Nobody wanted to make an attempt to pass, so it was just 7 people following along the battle for the lead with no intention to pass.
It was pretty entertaining, though. Can't get that, crossed.
Oh yeah, it'd make for good screenshots if it weren't for the fact that I think I was really torn up. So, yeah. Justice Servone, who had to duck out, unfortunately. Everyone's busy. It's summer months. It happens. Came home 7th on the night.
Yeah, Servone, he caused a little controversy on the race for some drivers, but he hung on there 8 laps down, but I say he'll take a 7th place.
Tough break for him. David Amboys. But involved in something on a restart and didn't really pan out for me the rest of the night. Came home 8th, I'll take it. Unfortunately, we came up 3 spots short of being able to donate $25 to the kids at St. Jude's, but oh well. We'll try. I think we might try the promotion again next week at Chicago. We'll try and get that money donated to them.
Or just straight up do it. Little sad kids need money.
Or, we
puppy
could
dog
try and get a
eyes.
top 5.
That too.
We could just try and get the top 5. But okay, here, win or lose, I'll get it. But if I get a top 5, I will donate $30.
Ooh, raising the stakes.
Raising the stakes. Okay, let me buy on Wednesday. Oh, Mike Husby. Tough break. Connection issues right before the green flag. Plagued him and took him out of the running for the race and effectively the championship.
Yeah, that's really, really unfortunate for him. I think Hayes was saying before a while ago that you could hear the dejection in his voice when he came back and really thought he had something, and he probably did, but it's just, I can't even describe it. Even I kind of feel bad for him.
I'd say Husby would have been Julian's main competitor that race. I think Husby passed me at least 5 times. I swear, I see him go, I let him by because he had the faster car. Then I just go around for 10, 15 laps, and there's Husby again. So he had a fantastic car for the whole race, and it was unfortunate that he had those issues.
Husby with a tough break, and unfortunately it cost him his chance at this championship. He still has one more. He's got a shot at the big one, the Trading Paints Championship Series points title on Monday. TSTV will be there with the call. It's gonna be a good one, man. I mean, we may be in the middle of the National Cup Series recap, but man, that Trading Paints is gonna be awesome on Monday. Cody McCorkle was involved in an incident. He finished 10th.
Yeah, that's all he can really ask for at this point is just the top 10 this late in the going. I think he's sitting still 3rd in points, I believe. 4th in points now. But, that's all he needs to do is just keep racking up top 10s and he'll be able to capture a top 3 points.
Yeah, I tell you what, last time I took a look at the point standings, he was actually kind of sneaking up on Mr. Breitzman. He's only 2 back of Sean Breitzman, so if Breitzman has a bad run and Cody runs somewhat decently, Cody could be leaving this season 3rd in points, so that will be something to watch for when we head to Chicago next week.
I didn't realize he was up there for in points.
Yeah, he's up there. He's snuck up. Of course, Sean Breitzman has had to take a couple provisionals, which has kind of hurt his progress there. But Sean did tell me that he is tentatively planning on running the Chicago event. Moving on, Carson Abe. Good run for him. He finished 11th.
Yeah, a track like this, someplace that he usually would have a little bit of an issue. I think he actually flipped, believe it or not. And he came back. But either way, great run, nonetheless.
Yeah, he only had 6 instance points according to my stats here, and this is pretty low for Bristol.
Good run for Carson. Kyle Young, however, did not have a good run. Started 3rd, finished 12th.
Yeah, I think. God.
Yeah, he struggled all race long. he was tough to get by at some points during the race, but he eventually, I think he finally I think he let these guys by, and that's the whole race he was just struggling. It was a very unfortunate run for him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the setup just wasn't really towards his driving style, and it just didn't go the way he wanted.
Scott Olson, who had a run-in with Morgan Murphy at one point in the event, he came home 13th.
Yeah, and not to really get at him, but we almost expected better from him because he was so solid the last couple weeks. It's just kind of disappointing to see him go down like that.
If there was a chicane on the backstretch, he would have won.
So are you proposing that we start building chicanes on the back stretches of the various ovals of the CORT National Cup Series?
Yeah, I call him on Twitter the Mr. Road Course, so
It could be
he
like,
was good. He was good on them.
Could be like GRC.
That could be like JRC. That'd be awesome. GRC. That'd be something awesome. Sean Brandt finished 14th on the night. He was involved in that first restart incident.
Yeah, I think that one actually got a couple of people.
Got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough break. I think Joseph spun the tires and kind of came up into the top groove, and honestly, that's. Obviously I was a little frustrated, but something completely out of his. Well, it wasn't out of his control, but you know what I mean. I'm not mad at Joseph. I mean, it happens, especially at a place like Bristol with the way that you're banked and the low line having no grip on the straights. I understand. Morgan Murphy finished dead last on the field. He came home 15th, short field, but I think that had a lot to do with the counter-programming, quote-unquote, that we had to deal with the Mud Summer Classic at Eldora occurring at the same time.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it was a good race. For everybody else, it was a good race. For me, it sucked.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was a decent race. Yeah, it was fun. Definitely with over here on the East Coast, it was we just have this little heat wave on the go again, and I was drenched in sweat by the time we ended, especially after that long green flag run. But everybody stayed pretty clean for the most part for Bristol standards. So let's see if we can try to get this fitted on the schedule. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, it was brought to my attention that Bristol is not on the schedule for next season, so we will have to see if there's anything that we could do to possibly add it onto the CORT National Cup Series schedule for next season. Quickly running down the points, title is locked up. It's Julian Medors. He has clinched it. He is 43 ahead of Mike Husby. The most points you can gain in an event is 35. And Husby is unable to gain 35 and 43 with the amount of races that we have left. Sean Brightsman third, but due to his missed races, he is finding himself only 2 ahead of Cody McCorkle. David Amboys is only 12 or 20 back of that, and then it's kind of a stretch there. James Gutta, Steve Lovender. Steve Lovender with the win actually jumped up to 7th on the points. Cordy Stevens still rebounding off of that strong run that he had at the beginning of the season. Brian Sullivan and Joseph Servone 10th. CORT National Cup Series, like its Trading Paints counterparts, they're wrapping up their season at Chicagoland next week. This is going to be something to watch out for at Chicago.
Well, for these cars especially, it's going to be difficult trying to get that arc into turn 3. We talked about it before with the low line being something to watch out for with the Trading Paints cars. However, I think with the cars we have now, we're probably going to see a lot more cars kind of migrating towards the middle of the course and the corners. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can arc it through there and carry speed off, see if we can make passes going down the backstretch before 3, because with the little curved backstretch, it's going to be a little bit difficult, I think.
Yeah, summed up pretty good there. I haven't been very good on the 1.5 miles this season, so I can't really throw in my little expert opinion on it, but these cars are a lot faster heading into the turn, so it's going to be a bit interesting to see how how this plays out. And with Julian wrapping up the championship, he's about to go balls to the wall for this one.
Yeah, it should be exciting. I mean, it's pretty much wide open now for the final event of the season, which is what a lot of people would like to do. I mean, now now everyone's racing for pride. You know, there's nothing on the line, so it should be pretty exciting when we head through the Chicago area for the final event of the CORT season. It is after the Training Paints event, so this is the true season finale this year. So that should be pretty exciting. Moving on real quick, we got some really exciting stuff on down the pike for CORT. Quickly want to touch on a couple of things. John, why don't you tell us about what's going on with the website with the new CORT Easy Enter system?
Yeah, what's going on right now is Wes and I are working on revamping and redoing the server and just the website in general. And I put some screen caps a little earlier, two mock-ups, and then later, I think actually this afternoon, a semi-functional page. But right now we are currently making it to where we can enter like race entries via the main page versus having to go through all the links on the forum. So instead of spamming the forum, we can just quickly, easily right there sign on to the website via the main page and then put in our entry and even view it from right there.
Yeah, and it helps us out as administrators because it's a nice, easy, concise format. It's a nice form. It's submitted in the format that we'd like to have our entry submitted in. And not only that, but it's convenient. It's all right there. It's easy. It's pinpoint, and it's gonna really help out a lot of people who might be kind of confused as to how you enter for CORT events. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. Is there an ETA on that, John? Is there some sort of beta process that we can all check out on, or?
Yeah, we're actually in beta right now. Well, I guess alpha, not really even beta. I can post that link later, actually. But the ETA on it is either at or a little bit after the first week of next season. So hopefully we can get it done beforehand, but you know, it's going to be a little bit hard because we're redoing the entire site from scratch. So I don't know. Either way, it's definitely going to be here by second week in September at the latest.
Or in iRacing things soon.
So
yeah, well, this is for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, they're basically, you guys might not even be able to tell when we launch it, but we're basically rewriting the entire site into a different language, and I don't know how much it's gonna look different or anything, if it'll even look different. But yeah, it's a lot of back work in the site, a lot of gear work, quote unquote. So stuff way above my pay grade when it comes to building websites. I don't know a damn thing about building a website, so good on them. Also moving on, and more iRacing business, quote unquote, is that the most recent build of iRacing gave us a lot, especially for us leagues. It gave us a lot of cool things, this build.
One major update is weather. That's going to play a huge factor on everything next season.
Yeah, we will have weather next season. Realistic weather, not random. It won't be just crapshoot. It won't be. It will be a crapshoot, I should say, but it won't be anything where even I or John or Hayes or anyone would know the weather. We jump in the server. That's the weather we're getting, and we're gonna have to deal with it, which is gonna be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna really open up some kind of variables in the way that we handle these races.
Yeah, it's gonna be like someone could be practicing all week long for this race, and when we get into the server and there's like a 10-mile-per-hour wind coming from the north, his car is probably gonna be pushing up in turn one. But that's it. You gotta deal with it. You gotta adjust to it. It's like real life.
And the thing is, everyone will deal with it. And I've always thought of CORT as being a league where you can just drop in and race. So this kind of helps that mindset continue. You drop in and you race. You don't know what the weather's going to be. I don't know what the weather's going to be. Hey, you jump in the server at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock if it's a road course, and you're good to go. You go. That's what you got. Deal with it.
Yeah, we had a couple of races this season that it really showed when people actually put like real good effort. Like Alex at Pocono last week, he just took off from the field. He had tons of practice, and now if with the weather, he's probably gonna be a top 5, top 10 car maybe.
You never know. I mean, it's a real equalizer. And the one thing that I really thought was really cool, and this is just the graphic design kind of person of me, is the fog that we got now. We have fog in iRacing, and that fog really does look cool at night because it's black. And it really makes dramatic screenshots. If you want an example of it, go to the CORT Racing Facebook page and check out the header image. That was made with 100% fog at Bristol, and that looks friggin' dramatic.
Yeah, it looks like the lights were off in some of the parts of the track. It's I've been playing around with it ever since it came out, and it makes it that more and more real. Like it makes iRacing exciting again. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. You go be like going down that long straight at Montreal. You couldn't see the chicane, the final chicane before you hit the front stretch. It's like you don't know if there's gonna be a car sitting there or it's gonna be clean. It's really really cool update.
And I was watching videos from Ian Plash, who is a person who streams CORT. I can't say he's a friend of CORT because, quite frankly, we don't really talk much to Ian Plash. But Ian uploaded a video of them running Gen 6s in 100% fog at Daytona 07. Needless to say, that was fun to watch them go, how did we do this?
I gotta see this video.
It's pretty funny. I'll try and link it after the CORT report tonight. Another thing is nicknames. We got nicknames coming, and I'm kind of wondering about how we can implement it. It will be an after the season thing. I don't want to affect our point standings as they stand right now. But during the off season, for those of you guys who have names with numbers in it, a couple of examples to come to mind is Steven Taylor has a number in it. Brian Sullivan has a number in it. Whoever's got a middle initial, I know John has one in there. He's John R. Dragonetti. If you're interested, I can, after the season and when we do our off-season testing and all that, if you're curious, I can try and get rid of the number in your last name. Just let me know if you want me to remove the number from your last name. Chances are you do, because a number's not fun. And we can give it a shot. I can't make guarantees if it's going to work. We'd have to give it a old college try, but we can do that for you. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it should clear up those little tiny little issues. I don't know what to call it issues, but little tiny annoying little things. So that'll clean up the standings and everything a little bit.
They make everything look a little bit more professional, you know what I mean? Like, not so much where it's like we have 2 Will Roberts on the schedule or whatever, or on the standings or anything. You know, we don't have anything like that, because I know that there's a second Will Roberts out there in the Northeast. Another thing is locking in numbers. And I can publicly announce this. CORT will not lock in numbers unless you request to lock in a number and you request to lock it in both series. So, for example, Hayes, John Dragonetti, our good friend who had to step out for a minute, he runs the number 14 in both series. He runs it in the National Cup Series and in the Trading Paint Series, and along with the ART whenever that fires back up. So, he has requested to lock in the number 14 so that if any happenstance someone comes in and tries to take the number 14, they won't be able to, and he'll be able to reserve his number. Now, the thing that sucks about that is that it's per league, not per series. So, if I wanted to lock in the 50, I would have to lock in the 50 in Trading Paints, and vice versa.
Hopefully the iRacing will kind of take out those little kinks in that, but yeah, it will clean up a lot of it's mostly headaches that it caused some people, especially with popular numbers like 14, 3, 2, any lower numbers, 88, yeah, like a lot of people will like it's a really popular number. So they would, like just say we accidentally had an open server, like we did there for the Chicago race there and the ART. Some people came in, some people's numbers like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? But this will clean it up a little bit if people choose to lock in their number.
Yeah, should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Well, looking forward. We already got it, but next season. Another thing is, and kind of a hot topic, I've had some people ask, are we going to allow triple-digit numbers? No, we are not. This is an oval league. NASCAR doesn't have triple-digit numbers. CART never had triple-digit numbers. Star Mazda, I'm pretty sure, doesn't allow triple-digit numbers. We're not moving in triple-digit numbers anytime soon.
Well, maybe. Just maybe.
No.
No, I got something here.
Oh boy, what are you gonna bring out? 007 if we run a super or sports cars thing like those old Aston Martins or something?
Yep, that's what I was gonna bring up. We were talking about it there yesterday, last couple of days. I'm thinking about hosting a American Le Mans Series style race at Montreal during some point during the off season. So if you are interested in any of this, we will be. Well, I'm still ironing out the details. We're going to have the HBD, the Daytona prototype, the Corvette, and probably either the McLaren or the Ford GT. I haven't decided it. So I have a big post about it soon enough on the forums. You can check it out. If you're interested, sign up. There's no gaining an entry in like before. That just got all messed up there earlier this season. But yeah, if you guys are interested, do a little bit of fun racing, endurance racing, sign up.
Yeah, just drop in and run. It's gonna be fun, and who knows what it could lead to. I mean, it's very exciting. I always love running the sports car stuff, but if we can get a bunch of people here who like it and discover that they like it, I think it could really take off.
Yep, that's the whole point. Just get some more variety in the series. Like, yes, a lot of people like ovals, but a little bit of fun now and then, and it doesn't hurt, especially during the off season when there's a lot of downtime. So it keeps the, yeah, we're still here, like we didn't go away forever. So it's just keep it active here.
Yeah, we don't go away during the off season. We're still here, and we'll have a lot of exciting stuff during the off season. Expect some more port to goes. Those are taken off, and I've heard a lot of positive things about the shorter format of those shows, so that's pretty exciting. Another thing that we got was random time of day as part of the weather stuff. This is probably the last point, I promise, but kind of gives us sometimes a 6 o'clock shadow type look, kind of like a late afternoon race ending kind of look to some of these tracks.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool because the other day when you were trying to test it out, it was all, like you said, it's all random. So like you going in, it's like, oh, Talladega don't have it, oh well, and now you go to Talladega again, it's like, oh, it's there now. So it's all luck of the draw and the luck of the weather. So it'd be a little cool detailing stuff.
Yeah, and if you're watching the stream right now, I've put up a picture of Michigan with the 5 o'clock lighting. There it is there. Take a look at that. That looks really sharp. I mean, that honestly, if we had a race that ended like that, that would look really, really, really cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool now if we start getting like when like it starts in like mid-afternoon and ends like that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp, and I think, don't quote me on this, but I think I heard some rumblings about time of day being in the next build, which would be really, really nice to have because, quite frankly, a day-to-night Independence 500 would be pretty damn cool.
Or night to day. Who knows? You can do whatever.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want. And, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for our new build talk there. Why don't we go ahead and get out of here, Hayes? Gonna go ahead and call it a night here. First time we do a court report in quite a while, and it seemed like the cast kind of jumbled at some points, and everyone was everywhere and anything, but you and I survived. What's your final thoughts on the night?
Well, I missed the first segment, so I was here. So, yep, season was great. All three season. It's a very memorable season. hopefully the 2013 B seasons will be just as good, if not better.
They're gonna have some big shoes to fill. Let's be honest here, but man, they could be really, really good next season, and I can't wait. Anyways, for us here at the Court Report, my final thoughts are this: the ART is back. I think the ART is going to be great, but it's going to need your support. I'll be blunt about it. It's going to need some support. Tell your friends. Let them know, hey, the American Racing Tour is back. It's a great car on great tracks. Give it a shot. And honestly, that's all I can really say. Come out. Try out the ART. Try out the Star Mazda, and have some fun in a nice, supportive environment, as the Championship Online Racing Teams always has been. Anyways, thank you very much for watching and listening to the Court Report. I've been your host, David Amboys. We're going to go ahead and duck out of here. Not sure if we're going to have one next week. I'll be quite blunt. I don't think we're going to have one next week, but I expect at least a Court Report to go. We wanted to at least come on the air and let you know that we're here, we're still alive, and we haven't died. So that's good. But for all of us here at the Court Report, thank you very much for watching. So long, everybody. May have a great time.